20 something of August. I'm stuck in traffic right now. This is the time right now, I want to say something, is the time where kids go back to school. And I do this video, I've done this video over 18 times over the last 18 years, put it this way. This is the time when everybody goes back to school. So I want you to imagine this, right? And this is going to relate to the story about what's the best advertising in junk removal. Okay, so mothers and fathers get their children ready, especially if they have 2 or 3 kids, right? Especially that. Some parents ship off kids to college, send them with a couple of $1,000s, and then some parents ship off their teenagers, right, to high school and give them a couple of $100, right? $100, or middle school, give them $10, $5. And these kids spend money. I remember when I was young, I used to have to ask my father for lunch money. And my father would give me $5 a day. $5 a day. And lunch back in the day was like 75 cents, $1.25, something like that. So I was the richest kid in high school. I swear to God, I felt like I was so rich. I used to buy me, my friends, and my girlfriends lunch. Seriously. And then sometimes my dad would wake me up. He goes, "You don't need lunch money?" I would say, "No, Dad, I got money from 3 days ago." So those $5 would stack up, and at the end of the week, I'd have like 25 bucks. I wouldn't really spend that much at lunch, or sometimes I wouldn't even eat lunch. But these days, lunch is a lot more expensive. And I want you to consider $3 worth of lunch. And then I would have to ask my father for school books and school clothes. And my dad would give me 500 bucks. I would spend $500 on books and clothing, and that was plenty enough. That would give me enough money to buy about 5 pair of jeans and about 4 t-shirts, underwear and socks I already had. But I was happy with it. I thought I was satisfied. Everybody got 500 bucks in our family. The point that I'm making is that back in the day, I'd spend $500, and then I'd spend lunch money. And then I'd spend money on anything else, like gas for my car, my Camaro that my father gave me. And this were things that my father would give me on a weekly basis as school started or as school was going on. And he would be out because he had 7 kids, right? We had 7 family members. I had 6 brothers and sisters. He would give us this money to each one of us. Now at the time, I only had 4 brothers that were still in school. The other 2, they had graduated. But I want you to imagine that as a father, how much money you have to spend at one lump sum. Now think about a wife and a husband at home, just like my father and my mother, and now they have to supply school food, school lunches on a daily basis, and back to school money on a lump sum during back to school time. They're out of money. And that's what happens to the junk removal industry. People are out of money. Do you know how much cleats are for football season here in Texas? They are not cheap, and then they want the mouthpiece, they want the shield and everything. You're spending easily $400 or $500, and I'm going to tell you, if you go to high school here in Texas, your chances of playing football are about 30%. There's a 30% chance, where in other states it's like 2% chance. In Texas, football is king. So, and I say that for a reason, because kids are expensive when back to school happens. Back to school is expensive regardless. The whole idea of back to school is not cheap at all. Families, single mothers, fathers that are single fathers, or even married couples, it's expensive. It's an expensive ordeal. I remember having to sign up my son every year for soccer and have to buy him cleats and buy him this and buy him that. And I was just like, Jesus, this kid's getting expensive. You know? And I'll be honest with you, It is such a hard mental experience for a family to take their kids' financial mental experience for a family, for a mother and father, a husband and wife, to put their kids in school and be ready for that financial burden all of a sudden. And now you want them to go and remove the trampoline or the satellite dish on the roof and stuff and pay someone to do it. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work like that. So when August and September roll around, football season in Texas and back to school happens here in Texas, and the business is slow, and you wonder, why is my business slow? That's what's going on. I've been through this through 18 years. Trust me, if you think you know, absolutely 100% wrong. It's back to school time here in Texas. It's people are strained with money, and they tend not to do the normal things that they would do. The luxurious things of picking up the phone and calling a junk removal company to clean out their backyard or remove the old stove in the backyard or the refrigerator in the front lawn. They are not going to call you. And that's why your business gets slow. And that's why people, during this time of the year, that's why people close down their businesses. Now, if you've noticed on Facebook, business is slow, business is slow. These are newcomers in this business that have been in this junk removal for the last 4 years and haven't realized that back to school affects business. Back to school hurts the junk removal industry. Trust me, guys, we're not the only effers that are out there getting hurt. The people that remove dog poop, the thermal services, the AC people, the rock people, the pools, craftsmanships, carpenters, door people, everybody gets affected just like we do. People just don't have money to spend on us. They don't. And that's it. So business is slow. Now the only people making money is back to school people, like the clothing people. You know, overall, this is the time where people start buying things and advertising and, oh, I need to get a WorkKeys app, I need to get a House Call Pro, I got to do this, my business is slow. If I kept everything in order, no. If I was doing this and doing that, no. Let's talk about the things that people do that work, that will work in junk removal during this time of advertising. That I've heard, that I have heard, that I don't do, but I have heard. I'm going to also give you the things that don't work. I think the first thing that does not work at all is flyers and door hangers. They are the worst. Door hangers and flyers are the worst. All you're going to do is invest money into a product that does not work, and I'll be surprised if you get a phone call. I don't even know if you get a phone call. But I know if you go out to a neighborhood and you put 1,000 door hangers, I don't know if someone calls you. I've never heard on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, oh man, I got 1,000, I put 1,000 door hangers and I got 1,000 customers, or however it works. I don't know. I don't even want to get into it. I just know that it doesn't work. With that said, door hangers and flyers are one of the worst investments that you can do. So I had a friend that he owns a junk removal service, and I think it's New Mexico or somewhere, I don't know. And he bought a sign, a big old street sign, the billboards on the highways. And he had to buy it for like 6 months, and he kept on paying $2,000 a month for it to be up. And I told him, bro, I know you ain't getting no customers off of that. One of the worst investments is a billboard. Oh my God, those are worse. Those are the worst investments that you can go and spend money on. There is no money in that stuff. There's no business in that stuff. Plus, mom and pop, why are we advertising on something big like that? We don't need to do that. That's not for us. It is not a tool for us. Now, billboards, door hangers, flyers, waste of money. Let's talk about Google Ads. Oh, let's talk about something that doesn't work. Thumbtack doesn't work. I mean, they'll give you a job, but you just, what's that other one like Thumbtack? Home Advisor, worse. All those are horrible. They'll give you jobs, but you ain't doing nothing, man. You ain't doing nothing. You're working, paying. All you're doing is working and working for them. All you're doing is working for them. Let's talk about Google Ads. Google Ads. It does work if you're good at Google Ads and you know what you're doing. I'll just tell you that. Leads and ads will work if you're good at it. If you're not good at it, don't get into it. Don't invest money in something that you're going to lose money in. Do not do that, because that is a tough business overall. Knowing SEO, knowing websites, and it's just a tough business. Knowing how Google Ads works, it's a tough business, okay? I want to tell you that. I would not recommend it for anybody. It's a business that if you understand it, you'll get jobs off of it. If you don't, you're just going to throw money, get jobs, and be working as a subcontract for Google. That's all you're going to be doing. Okay? And I want to be honest with you on that one. Thumbtack, Home Advisor, Angie's List, what's that? Next Door. You're wasting money. You're wasting money. Let's talk about social media. The ones I just named, Home Advisor and all them, Thumbtack, Next Door, that's just, you're just blowing money. There's no money in that. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. But here goes one. Another one that doesn't work also is, what was I going to say? Let me get into the traffic real fast. Cut this person off. Facebook ads, TikTok, Instagram. Loser. Oh, dude, you want to lose some money? Get those, man. Holy moly. That is losing some money right there. Bro, I can't tell you how many, I could tell you with my hands, I can tell you right now how many jobs I've gotten off of Facebook. Everybody in my high school. I've worked for so many people from high school on Facebook. Just from Facebook. That's all I'm getting. There is nothing incredible about social media advertising that's going to, yeah, there's just nothing like that, dude. It's a loss thing. You're just going to lose money on that stuff. There's no money in that stuff. There's no business. You're going to invest money in Facebook ads or TikTok or, dude, it's not for us. It's not for the industry. It's not for, that's more for like my haunted house, entertainment, Instagram, TikTok, pay for entertainment. Yeah, that's what that's for. But other than that, it's no good. Okay, the one thing that does work that I've heard that does work is yard signs. I think that's what everybody's waiting for. Yard signs do work. The problem with yard signs is that the city picks them up and then they'll call you. They'll pick up the phone and tell you, hey, you put another sign out here, we're going to ticket you. It doesn't allow the small business to stay alive and advertise. It just doesn't. $190 to $400 or $299 on sign, and then the city picks it up like it's nothing, and it's a waste of money. It's just a waste of money. But they do work. People do call from those street signs. It's weird. I've heard from plenty of people that street signs do work. As a matter of fact, Junk Guys Austin and Junk Guys Houston does the same thing. But other than that, nobody else. You know, I'll tell you what does work. I'll tell you what does work, junk removal. Having a good website and keeping your website alive. Keeping your website, the website going. Google My Business Works. Keeping your website and maintaining your website and keeping it updating, that works really good too. You know, I put videos on YouTube, I put videos on Facebook, I put videos on all the platforms, just so we could keep my optimize, so I could keep on optimizing my websites. That's it. That's all I do it for. But other than that, I don't do it for any other reason. It does keep me relevant and it keeps my content full, so that's good too. But other than that, I mean, my website is ranked #1 in a lot of categories, and I'm happy about it. And that's how I get most of my business. And in the last 17 years, I have never, ever, ever spent $1 on advertising. I don't believe in it. Either does my haunted house. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So with that, guys, I will let y'all go. Hope you enjoy the rest of this week. Hope it's prosperous. I have 3 jobs on the schedule today. I had 2 jobs yesterday. I'm working every single day. I had to contract 2 jobs. I got injured yesterday. My groin is pulled. My elbow's killing me. I mean, I'm falling apart up here. Have a good one, man. See y'all later, guys. Bye-bye.